I love repurposing, and I was given this frame plus another one that were about to be thrown away, I think. This one's kind of interesting. It has bark around the outside edges, but it was in pretty rough shape, and so I just sanded it a little bit and cleaned it up. And then this one was pretty rustic and simple, and it needed quite a bit of sanding to get. They had been in a garage or barn for a long time, and so they were kind of grungy. But I saw the potential, and I had a bare spot that you will see later on that I needed to fill. So the first thing I did was try to come as close as I could to the paint on this. It's a frame from a mirror, and it was the color of the walls in a house I used to live in, so I didn't have it anymore. So I found, oh, this is going fast, Buttermilk by Folk Art, and that's the closest that I could come with what I had. So I just started painting, and I did about 2 coats on these to cover them. And as you can see here, this one needed quite a bit of sanding and lots of rough spots, lots of dirt that needed to come off. And then I was able to paint it. Did 2 coats of the buttermilk, and it actually was pretty close to the color of the original thing that I had on the wall. So while you're watching me paint, tell me where you're from. Tell me if you like to repurpose things. This isn't totally repurposed, but it's not being used as a picture frame anymore. You'll see at the end how I'm using it. So again, 2 coats of paint. Now I'm just kind of distressing the edges, and boy, do I need new sanding blocks. It took way longer than it should have because I think I've used and abused them. So I like to sand along the edges and especially the corners. That's where you get a lot of wear naturally on things. So you can see I'm just going over and over and over, and finally got not quite as much as I wanted, but good enough. Then I took the antiquing medium from Folk Art. Sorry, you couldn't read that. And went especially over where I had distressed. But then I put it lightly over everywhere because I did need it to look a little more aged. My original piece on the wall does look aged. So I did that a couple of times, and then I did it the same thing on the other one. Tried to distress it as much as I could. And then, you know what? I was at Dollar Tree the other day, and did I remember to look and see if they had any sanding blocks? No. So I'll have to either order some, or I bet I can get them at the hardware store. So never mind. I'll go local. I like to go local when I can. So just going over it and over it and over it, like I say, because the sanding blocks were a little bit dead. And I really liked it when like the paint kind of chipped off, because that's what it looks like. I mean, if they had been painted and sitting in that garage, that's what it would look like. And I love that vintage look. So then I'm just adding it all over just to kind of deepen that color a little bit and give it the aged look. And you can see when I hold it up how dark it was originally. So this one showed nice dark stuff coming through. This one, even though it looked dark originally, it was not coming through with a dark wood showing. So I sanded a little bit more, and then you'll see I bring some more antiquing medium, and I just try to make that look a little bit darker, as I didn't want, you know, the look of new wood showing through. Even though it wasn't new wood, that's kind of what it looked like. So I'm just putting some on all of those distressed places and trying to deepen that look a little bit. It turns out great in the end. I just use a napkin, paper towel, slightly damp sometimes, just to wipe off the extra. I don't want it all to come off. Now I'm taking some of those ceiling tile 10 things from Dollar Tree, and don't use one of these foam brushes. I thought it was going to be easier. It took forever, and I'll tell you, I felt like I had an arm workout. So I did a second coat later, and I just did that with a chippy brush, and oh my goodness, so much easier, so much faster. I don't know why I was thinking that this would be, I guess I thought it would give it more of an aged look, but it didn't. It just ended up needing more paint. So I don't know if I cut any of this out, or you're going to have to watch me do it the whole way. So since we're waiting, what kind of crafting do you like to do? I'm super excited. I'm starting a kind of a little, I guess you would call it mission ministry, I don't know, with moms, especially single moms, or we call them semi-single. You know, dad's too busy working and stuff, and so they feel like they're doing the parenting all by themselves, or sometimes they are. And starting something with them, and we're going to do children's crafting workshops once a month. In fact, I think I did a video, I'm not quite sure when it came out, but before this one, of the Valentine projects that we were going to be doing. Those are always so fun. The kids are just so fun to be with. So tell me what kinds of things you like. If you have kids at home, tell me how old they are. If you're in the Anaconda, Montana area and you want to get more information about the workshops, just put that in the comments and I will get hold of you. So I'm almost done. Hopefully I'm not showing the whole time that I'm doing the second one, because I don't want to start this recording over and cut something out. So we'll just see what I do. If I do, feel free to fast forward a little bit so that you don't have to watch. Oh, good, I didn't. So I took that distressing iron oxide, and I am just taking that ink pad and just running it over the raised part of these tins just to give it that antique look. Makes it so easy. And then I am just measuring and cutting it to size, and I'm going to staple that to the back. You'll have to forgive me. I woke up at 2 this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. So you'll see I'm having a little bit of trouble sometimes with my measuring, and maybe going fast you won't notice. I don't know. Oh yeah, see, I started to take the backing off, and then I was like, oh no, that took my line off. Then I decided to keep that on anyway because those are sticky. Without that, once you cut it, it comes off easily. But if I was stapling everything to the frame, that was going to take care of it because I didn't want the sticky stuff on my wall. So it took 1.5 of those tiles for this frame, and I'm just stapling it there. Had to go yesterday and get another staple gun. My staple gun was so hard to use. I had to use both hands to squeeze it, which doesn't work when you're trying to hold something in place. So I think I've almost got, nope, I'm cutting the little piece for the bottom, and I just made sure that it kind of matched what the tiles were on the front. Stapled it on there. I didn't show this, but I just took a piece of twine, made it into a loop with a knot, and stapled that so that the loop would not come through the staple. Then I had this blessed sign. I think I got it from a Michael's grab bag, and there is what they look like. I just put some artwork that I already had in the middle instead of a picture, and there we go. That mirror frame was actually in a garage getting ready to be thrown away. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun repurposing things also. Have a good one.